All right, guys. Want you heading out over to your places, up against a wall, door, a mirror, wherever you happen to enjoy. Now, the cool thing about this is that I can I can actually envision where each and every one of you guys are. I know that Jan, Juco, or Rachel, you guys like to hang out over there. You guys are having a great day. Ava's back there in the corner. I know way. It's nice though having your own place, isn't it? Judy, I'm not quite sure all the different faces that are in there right now. I just talked with Avis real quick about things. But I can still be there with you right now in my mind. What I like you guys do, go ahead, once again, pull yourself against that door, wall, mirror, wherever you happen to enjoy yourself. Pull yourself up nice and tall. Remember, bring your heels on up. We're going to get those glutes back in again. Bring your chin on up a little bit higher. Open up that chest a little bit more. Let those shoulder blades drop down and behind. Bring your eyes up even higher. Take a nice deep breath down into your belly as you breathe out. Just allow yourself to smile. Allow yourself to feel good. Now, once again, we all have times when things aren't necessarily going the way that we want to. But when we choose to feel the way that you want to feel, all of that can shift. And when you change the way that you feel about things, you change the way that you think about things, the actions that you take, the way that you move through your life. Whether you live through it with strength, with courage, with confidence, or fear, sorrow, regret, you do have choice. I want you to make that choice for yourself right now as you pull yourself even higher, lifting your torso up out of your pelvis, allowing things to shift and move into their rightful place where you are fully supported, where you're supporting yourself, you're taking care of yourself, standing on your own 2 feet, not having to rely on other people, choosing to rely on yourself. As you're doing that, I want you to go ahead and think about 3 things that you're grateful for. 3 things that bring a smile to your face, joy to your heart, make everything worthwhile. And you know exactly what that is for you. We all have our very own things that we're grateful for, the things that are special to us, the things that mean so much to us, that make all this worthwhile. Maybe the same things that brought you to where you're at right now. And as you consider that, as you think about that, you may even feel yourself growing taller and taller, filling yourself up with all of that good stuff. Feeling that way right now, I want you to go ahead and bring yourself over to your mats and we'll dive on in. So I'll give you a few moments here. Go ahead, do whatever you need to do. Thank you so much for all of you taking care of Judy along the way as well, and taking care of each other, knowing that you are supporting each other. Just the fact that you guys are all present in that room right now, joining in, doing all these wonderful things. You could easily be doing it at home. While you're getting set up right now, I want you to realize that each and every one of you can actually access this YouTube station from home, and that all these videos are actually open to the public. So you can actually, if you have time when you're not able to make the class, if you're at home on the weekend, whatever it may be, anytime that you need, these classes are available to you. All you have to do, once again, go to YouTube, look up Ron Soderstrom Wellness and Performance Coaching, the account that we're logged on to right now, and you'll see a list of all the different classes. And all you have to do, you just go ahead, tap on any of those, and you get to have your own workout wherever you happen to be. I'm going ahead and I'm leaving those public at this time because I want you guys to have access to this. I want you guys to be able to feel good any time that you choose. Well, I'm sure that I've given you enough time by now. So let's go ahead and pull ourselves up nice and tall once again. Go ahead and bring your weight back onto your heels. Tuck that pelvis in underneath. Bring that chest up. Remember, we talked about that before, about the shoulder blades, right? And the chest. If we just choose to actually open that chest up, feel yourself lifting higher and higher, the shoulder blades automatically drop down back and behind. You're not having to force them into place, but instead, you're actually giving yourself room to do the things that feel good. Now, as you allow the shoulder blades to come back, We're going to go ahead, focusing in right here on your throat. We're going to go ahead and allow our head to begin rocking forward and back. Using that point right there, your throat, to be able to pivot. Use that as your axis to allow things to just move easily and naturally. Breathing in, breathing out, allowing yourself to feel more and more comfortable. Just setting yourself on in. All right, baby. We'll see you. Have a good time down there. Annalise is actually heading down to the gym to see you guys right now. Make sure to wave at her when you leave the class, all right? All right, go ahead and bring your head straight on up, focusing on that part of your neck. Go ahead and bring your head off to one side and then the next. As you do, just allowing yourself to settle in deeper and deeper, relaxing more and more. Bring your head straight on up, then we'll bring it on forward, off to one side, back through, around. Go ahead and move at your own rate and speed. Take whatever time that you need to, and wherever your head, whatever direction it points in, allow that part of your body just to relax. Settle on in to feel better and better. Let's go to reverse directions. As you're doing this, just scanning your body, noticing where the weight is in your feet, the position of your pelvis, where your chest is at, your shoulders, how much easier it is to breathe in and out each and every time. Reverse directions. Rolling around, letting things go. Settling on in. Preparing yourself for another wonderful start to your day. It is a beautiful day, isn't it? Sun shining, blue skies, beautiful clouds. Just go ahead and bring your head straight on up. Get yourself all set, reposition, let those hands float on up to your sides. You're going to bring those fingertips on in, thumbs on up. Rotate your elbows in underneath so that your shoulder blades come deep down into the back line. Then allow those arms to move up, back, and around. Now, as you're doing this, I want you to actually feel your hands pulling apart from each other. So we're actually creating space in that shoulder joint. You're giving yourself space to be able to shift, to be able to move, to allow things to come back to their rightful place. We use our bodies, right? I hope you do. You know, this class, it's a wonderful program, isn't it? I love the heck out of everything that we do in here. And at the same time, this is not the end all. This is about setting yourself up, preparing yourself, getting everything into that healthy position so that you can enjoy the rest of your life as easily as possible. So let those hands come floating all the way down to your sides, leaving those shoulder blades down the back, your chest on up, chin on up. Let those hands come right up in front of you, intertwining those fingers, and begin rotating into those hands. The wrists, forearms, elbows, triceps, shoulders, wherever you choose to allow yourself to feel that movement now. We know that we're a sum of all those parts, all the parts of who you are, all the parts of who we are. And when you choose to allow all of those to engage, to be activated, to be able to just smoothly, easily, and naturally move through all these ranges of motion, you just feel better and better. Let's go to reverse directions. Even here, you can pull yourself up nice and tall. You can breathe in, breathe out. Feel good in all the ways that you can enjoy. Let's begin waving those arms, bringing on up and through. Hands rising, bringing it down through the side of your body, down through your soles, on up that other side. Continue to just enjoy that ride. Breathing in through your nose, deep down into your belly, imagining that ball, balloon, whatever color it may be. Allow it to expand. And as you do so, you can actually feel your hips or pelvis relaxing more and more. Allowing yourself to feel better and better. Let's go to reverse directions. Bring it on up and through, down that other side, down, back on up. Enjoying each and every bit of that. As you continue to do so, I want you to consider How many ways through all of your days can you allow yourself to choose to feel this way? Allow yourself to open up and to enjoy each and every moment of your life. Let's go ahead and bring your thumbs, pinkies together, thumbs into the sternum, and then extending straight on out. Go ahead and bring the weight back onto your heels if you choose. If you can feel yourself up on your toes, you know that you're activating it through those thighs, the knees, your back line. So many things that we do to keep ourselves from literally falling over on our face, right? And I mean that. Our body does so many things without us even having to think about it to keep us upright, to keep us moving, keep us living. Let's go ahead and extend those palms straight on out, opening yourself up more and more. Continuing to breathe in, out, breathing in all that health, wellness, happiness, joy. And as you breathe out, you release the tensions, toxins, worries, the concerns. Breathe in. As you breathe out, allow those hands to rise on up above your head. That's right. Allow yourself to rise higher and higher, noticing where the weight is once again in your feet, all the way through your body. Breathing down into that pelvis, that ball, that balloon. Take another nice deep breath in. As you breathe out, allow your head to just drop on back. Take that weight off of your shoulders. Enjoy all the best of those feelings, all the best qualities. And even as you be curious about how you feel right now, I want you to choose the things that allow you to feel the best. Take a nice deep breath in. As you breathe out, allow those hands to come floating all the way down to your sides. Fantastic. Just going to bring yourself down onto our hands and knees, all fours. Make sure those hands, those knees are nice and wide apart. Where are we at here? Yeah, got plenty of screen. Cool. Hands and knees nice and wide apart. Once you're there, wiggle, squiggle, reach on out in any direction. Be curious, be playful. You're getting yourself started up. You're getting yourself going. Take this time to scan your body, scan your thoughts, find all the things that you're ready to take care of right now. Even at this time, take a moment, set your intention. What is it that you are ready to change right now? What is it that you are ready to make a shift and feel even better about? It's different for each and every one of us. What are you ready for at this moment? Having that for yourself. Let's begin rotating those shoulders up, back, down, and around. Continue on at your own rate and speed. As you do so, just like we did at the beginning, widen those shoulders. Literally, we are looking to create space in those joints. If you're allowing yourself just to collapse into things, just move haphazardly through these motions, well, that's the results you get. If you're willing to open yourself up in new ways. Take the pressure off of yourself and allow yourself to feel good. Let's reverse directions. Finding that because things are feeling better in one way, that it feels better in other ways is all as well. Enjoying all of that, let's go ahead and let your head come all the way on down. Bring those hands directly underneath those shoulders, and we'll begin rocking forward and back. Letting your head come up past your hands, your fingertips, letting your bottom drop back down in towards your heels. Now, as you move into this position, remember, you can make just small little adjustments, and it changes how you feel, literally. For myself, I know that if my toes are in towards each other, literally if my feet come in towards each other, that it creates more tension in through my thighs, knees, the inside of my calves. By bringing my feet outwards, it releases all that and things become easier and easier. All it takes is just a little bit of a shift. Mentally, physically, emotionally, and things just feel better. Be curious about what you can shift right now to allow yourself to feel better. Wonderful. Let's imagine yourself being that cat in that ball, just allowing yourself to roll all the way around, shifting yourself off to one side, reaching out those ribs, shoulders, hips. Bring yourself all the way on through. As you do so, remember that breath. Remember that breath. It may sound like I say it over and over again, and I know I do. And yet I do it to myself all throughout the day. I find myself breathing into my chest. Nothing wrong with that. Get a little extra energy, a little extra pep. And at the same time, I also realize, just like you do, it's not necessary to do it all day. It's reverse directions. As a matter of fact, the more that you can allow yourself to relax, just like you are right now, the better off your day goes. The better you feel all throughout it. You discover that the overwhelm disappears, that you find yourself being able to focus in on things better and better. Let's go ahead and bring our weight back onto our knees. We're going to go ahead and turn our hands back around to the fingertips point down towards us. Bring the weight back down onto those palms once again. Moving in any direction that you see fit. Now, once again, and I know I repeat things over and over again, and yet at the same time, it's that repetition that allows you to get better and better, feel better and better, go further and farther. While you're in this position, move in any way you see fit. Be curious, be playful, be willing to experiment, be willing to test your edges, test your limits. You guys have gained so much flexibility, so much strength, so much health in this amount of time that we spent together. And yet at the same time, I'm curious, and you can be too, to how much of that you've even explored. How much of yourself have you been willing to let out, to let free? So bring your weight back onto your knees, flip your hands over to the other side, rolling on in through. Now I find myself asking myself these same questions that I've been asking you each and every day. Literally, I ask myself these same questions. I run these thoughts through my mind. I let myself experience these in ways that allow myself to grow, allow myself to feel better, happier, healthier. So bring yourself back onto all fours, hands directly underneath those shoulders. Let your head hang all the way down. Literally, let your head hang all the way down. Let gravity take hold of it. Don't put any effort into it. Just let it go. Whew. As you do so, you feel your spine literally lengthening. All those muscles that run down either side of it, they elongate, they stretch, they open up. You allow oxygen, blood, healing, and health to flow from one end of your body to the next. Having that for yourself now, go ahead, breathe in and allow yourself to rise. Rise on up in a cat position, only to the extent to a thing where things stop. Stop naturally. Don't force yourself. Go easy. Because now you got all that fun stuff to encounter. Go ahead, breathe in and find yourself expanding more and more. And as you do, allow yourself to rise. And as you breathe out, allow yourself to rise even higher. You give yourself that space. You give yourself more and more freedom. All that stuff that you've purged your body of, the toxins, tensions, all that you've released, it's allowed you to just enjoy all that space, all that time, all those places that you can fill with health, happiness, well-being, anything that you choose. And it can continue to rise each and every breath. Let yourself rise a little bit higher. Rise a little bit more. Breathe out, let go. I literally give myself time when I go out for my daily spin, my daily walks. Half hour, few minutes to just focus in on just breathing down into that pelvis, into my body. Letting it relax deeper and deeper. Letting myself feel better and better. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, bring yourself down into that cow position. Arch your hips, bring your chin on up, pull your head away from your tailbone so that your body lengthens, that your spine lengthens. Allow yourself to feel good in all those wonderful ways. If you like to, your eyes are open, you can bring them up even higher. Even if your eyes are closed, you can allow your vision to rise higher. Feel yourself lifting more and more. Feeling better and better. Go ahead and take a nice deep breath in. As you breathe out, allow yourself to rise back on up into that cat position. Just stopping where you stop naturally. You know that you always have more power to rise just by breathing. Breathing in, expanding, growing. And as you breathe out, taking advantage of all of that room. Filling it up with anything that you choose in this moment. And maybe you just choose to fill it up with silence, peace, happiness, love, joy. There's so many different options, so many things that you can experience in yourself right now. It's all up to what you choose. Breathe in, rise. As you breathe out, bring yourself back down in that cow position. Arching your back, chin on up. Pull your head away from your tailbone. Lengthen, extend. Breathe. You can reach your ribs out to the side, your hips out to the side. Never feel stuck. Never feel stagnant. Always be willing to do what's best for you. Higher and higher, longer and longer. Go ahead, breathe on in. Bring yourself back into a neutral position. We're going to go ahead and bring ourselves over onto our backs into foot circles. So you're going to go ahead and extend that right leg nice, long, and lean. You're going to go ahead and scoop your pelvis in underneath. So literally on your left foot, you're going to push it down into the floor, which scoops your pelvis in underneath. Get your shoulder blades down and underneath. Hands down by your hips. You're going to let that left knee float in toward your chest. Bring your hands down, up and around behind that left knee. It'll hold them lovingly, securingly, knowing it isn't going anywhere. And then go ahead and choose to relax. Let go. Settle on back and just breathe in all the best ways. Breathe through your nose, deep down into your pelvis. Go ahead and do that now. Imagine that ball, that balloon, whatever it may be. That's been interesting as I've been taking my walks. I've been imagining this ball. And it's kind of like a Christmas ornament. It's gold and it's got all these designs in it. So it's not like a solid ball. It's literally hollow. It's got all these images all portrayed and throughout this gold lace that goes around through. And there's something about it that just feels really good. Now that's for me. I want you to imagine, to envision, to allow whatever shows up for you to show up now. Whatever feels the best. Whatever you can enjoy. And while you're doing that, go ahead and extend that left foot. Extend it, feel that opening up to your shin, the top of your foot. Once you got it, go ahead and relax again. Keep all that flexibility. Isn't that cool? I always love that. Thing is, you can apply that anywhere in your life. And I mean that. Go ahead, imagine that perfect circle. Any color, any texture, hitch that big toe up, let it go for that ride. Let it just spin all on its own. Just like your heart beating, your lungs taking in oxygen when you're not thinking about it, blood flowing, all those amazing things that happen inside of you that you don't think about at all. It just simply happens. Your unconscious mind, your subconscious mind takes care of it for you. Something set all that into motion. Something started that machine and it just keeps on going. And same thing can happen with that foot, that ankle. You don't even have to think about it. You just set it in motion and you allow all that flexibility to continue to grow. And all those ranges, all those different directions, all those different places. Feel that circle expanding, growing. And as you do so, because that's happening on its own, you don't even have to think about it. Bring your attention to your hips. Relax your hips. Relax your lower back. Find yourself melting down into your mat. Your shoulders. Isn't that nice? Your neck, you breathe that much easier. Your head, things just open on up. You can breathe easier. You can think clearer. Relax your face. Maybe even let a smile come across it. Warms you up in the most wonderful way. Bring your attention right there in between your eyebrows. Go inside. Imagine dropping that pebble, those ripples extending on out. You find that you can breathe into your sinuses. They expand. They open up as well. Reverse direction with that foot. Automatically, easily, naturally. All the right things happening for you right now. Relax your hips. Lower back. Shoulders, neck, head, face. Go inside. Go inside to a place of quiet, calm, relaxation, peace. A place of serenity. Go ahead and extend your left leg out, nice, long, and lean. We're going to bring that right foot on up in towards our bottom. Push your foot down into the floor. Scoop your pelvis in underneath. Shoulder blades in underneath. Hands down by your hips. Let your right knee float in towards your chest. Bring your hands down, up and around behind that knee. Let yourself relax. Let go. Remember, this can be one of the greatest tools that you can give yourself. That gift of relaxation, that gift of peace. How many times throughout your day do you find yourself just so caught up in things, wound up in things, that you forget that you even have this ability? Remember you can choose to feel good. It doesn't necessarily happen in an instant. Doesn't necessarily happen this very moment. And yet it can. You've done it over and over and over again. Think about all the times that we've spent together. Think about all the times that you've allowed yourself to do this, to feel this good, feel this way. And realize you can apply it any place you want, any place that you choose. Go ahead and extend your right foot. Give yourself that flexibility, lengthen, grow. As you have that for yourself, imagine that perfect circle. Hit your toe on up, go for that ride. Allow it to just go around and around. Allow yourself to enjoy all of that. Better and better. And there you go. As you do so, relax your hips, your lower back, your shoulders, neck, head, face. Go inside. Go inside. Go to a place where you can smile, where you can feel good, where you can breathe easily and naturally, where you can simply be yourself. Be yourself. Wonderful thing, isn't it? I find myself focusing more and more on that. Just being myself. Bring it up. I go spend every day, pretty much every day. It's so rare if I miss a day. Every day I go out, I learn something new. I learn something new about myself. I discover that I can moving in ways that I didn't even necessarily realize before. I had more balance, more poise, more strength, more confidence. And we all do that in our own ways. We're all continuing to grow. We're all continuing to heal. And we know it's true because when we stop all that, well, you know what happens then? We degrade. You guys choose to grow. You guys choose to feel better and better. Reverse directions. Find yourself opening up more and more. Now it's interesting that each and every day, as I go for those walks, I find an internal struggle going on. To be able to free myself. To be able to do what feels right for me. To be myself. Simply be myself. To do things to the best of my abilities. Every day I surprise myself. Something always shows up. Because I'm looking for that. I'm striving for that. And we all do it in our own ways, don't we? We all have things in our life that we want to accomplish, that we enjoy, that we just simply choose to do. Just going to let that right foot come on down to your bottom. Left foot on up. Scoop your pelvis in underneath. Shoulder blades underneath. Hands out to either side. Let your knees drop open into front pose. Once you're there, go ahead. Scoop your pelvis in underneath so you can literally push your feet down on the floor. Scoop your pelvis underneath so your lower back comes to the floor. Make sure the shoulders are where they're supposed to be. Let those hips drop. Let yourself open up more and more. Let gravity literally push down on your knees. Let yourself feel better. You know that you're putting your pelvis in its natural supporting position. You can even put yourself into the future, the not so distant, the very fast approaching future where you'll be standing up and doing the same thing. Imagine that for yourself now. Imagine yourself standing up. And as you imagine yourself standing up, imagine yourself lying down in this very same position. Pelvis scooped in underneath, hips rolled out. Find yourself supportive. Even imagine yourself standing nice and tall. And as you do so, you relax those knees, you relax those hips, you relax those hip flexors. Your pelvis opens up more, your knees drop off to the side. Everything comes back into its neutral, natural state. Breathe through your nose, deep down into your belly. Go ahead, do it. Imagine that ball, that balloon. Feel that expansion. Feel that growth inside of you. Now, as you go through for those walks, I get funny things going through my head because we all have to find ways to make our way through the world, right? We all have to give ourselves a little bit of an excuse, some kind of reason. No matter all the things that I've done throughout my life, I've never been much of a show-off. That's not my deal. Not who I am. I do things because I simply enjoy it. Just like you. And one of the hardest things that it is for me to get over is that when I'm out walking, out in public and whatnot, wherever I happen to be, just because it's good to be outside, to be able to breathe fresh air, to feel that sunshine on you. You all know that. I just feel like I don't want people to think I'm showing off. That's not why I'm there. I don't want to be Going to take another nice deep breath. Shift your pelvis. Allow yourself to open up more and more. Allow yourself to feel better and better. And I gave myself an excuse, something to think about. It's kind of silly, and yet at the same time, it makes perfect sense. Would you ever think someone was showing off if they were able to walk too good? I mean, think about that. If someone was a really good walker,
They knew how to move through their world. When you tell them to stop doing that, you're showing off. You walk better than me. It's silly, isn't it? How about riding a bike? Stop riding that bike so good. You should fall down more often. I walk down at the Marriott every day for the most part. And it'd be like me telling all those golf players that I pass by, do not play so good. Why the heck would I do that? Why would anyone do that? Let's go let that left knee float on up towards the ceiling. Nice, easy. Take your time. Let it come on over to that right knee off to your right side. Take a moment. Adjust, shift. You can move your hips around, pelvis, body, whatever you need to do. Take a nice deep breath in. Breathe out. Let yourself just settle on in. Sink on in. Shifting in any way that you choose. Shifting the way that you feel, the way that you think. Maybe letting things open up for you in new and exciting ways. Letting yourself have realizations, excuses, reasons to live your life the best way possible. Am I realizing that I want the best for everyone else? I don't want them to fall, to not do things to the best of their abilities. I want them to excel. I want you to excel. I want you to feel good about your life and the things that you do. Every single moment of it. That little reason, that little thing that I say to myself in my head, it allows me to become better and better each and every time. Now, instead of having to hide my true talents, abilities, just like each and every one of you, you all have your own. Go ahead and pull your knees out and away from your head. Extend through that side of your body. Find yourself lengthening, opening up. You can turn your gaze off to your left hand if you like. Pull your feet back towards your left hand. Imagine yourself jumping for joy. Imagine yourself feeling good to the best of your abilities. Be the best version of yourself. I mean, taking that mindset on more and more. Because we all have room to grow. We all have room to grow. Without a shadow of a doubt. There's no one that does not have room to grow. To feel better. To be happier. By taking that mindset on, things just keep showing up each and every day. Now, it's not a matter of showing off, whatever it may be. It's about simply being the best version of yourself possible. To be an example for other people. If anything, to let them know that it's all right for them to be the best version of themselves as well. You do great things. Just gotta bring that left knee on up towards the ceiling. Open on up in a frog pose. Your right knee comes on up, nice and easy. Bring it off to that left-hand side. Take a moment, adjust, shift, do whatever you need to do. Breathe in, breathe out. Feel good. Nice to know that you take this time for yourself, isn't it? The simple fact that you take this time says an enormous amount about who you are, how you think, how you feel. And we know there's many people that do not. You have to pull your knees down away from your head, extend all the way through that right side of your body, activate your right glute, bring your pelvis over towards your left hand, gaze towards your right hand, pull your feet back towards your right hand. Leap for joy. Smile, breathe, feel good. Extend, open, lengthen. Now I know that in the state of the world today, all the things going on, especially with health related, But the people that are suffering the most, that really are suffering the most, are the people that choose not to take care of themselves. People that do nothing about it. People that go for the one shot, two shot, three shot wonder. And that's all they depend on. Oh, I've done enough. I sat down, I took that, and life's going to be good. I don't have to do anything else. I'm taken care of. I'm protected. We know that's BS. Let's be honest about it. The people that are having the best quality of life now and have been since the dawn of man are the people that take care of themselves in all ways. And because you're here, right now, doing that, that means that you have a high quality of life. You're willing to take the extra steps for your health and your well-being. Bring your right leg on up, right knee. Bring it out to the right side, open up, let your left knee follow in. Go ahead and continue at your own range speed. You can stop for a moment. You can open up, stretch, reach, and breathe. Continue on. And you can stop and hold whatever position you want for as long as you want. Go ahead and do that. You have every right to be the healthiest, happiest version of yourself. Exercise that right here and right now. This isn't about what anyone else is doing. What anyone else is doing. Listen to yourself. This is not a one deal, one size fits all kind of scenario. Nothing is. It all comes down to you. Being aware of who you are, how you feel, what you want to experience, what you're going through. So many things that you're willing to consider. So many actions you're willing to take to be the best version of yourself, the happiest version of yourself. Let's go ahead and bring both knees on up towards the ceiling. Let the knees come on in towards your chest, reach up and around, and give yourself a big old hug. You deserve it. You can imagine yourself waking up first thing in the morning, lying there in your bed, your knees come on up. Happy to be alive, happy to be here. Happy to be surrounded by friends, people that care about you, people that help take care of you. So many different ways, physically, mentally, emotionally. Let's go ahead and reach our hands in between our knees, grabbing the outside of your feet. Go ahead and pull yourself back into happy baby. Feel your back opening up more, your pelvis, your hips opening up more. I tell you, when I got back from my trip on Monday, when we were doing this, things felt so much better. It doesn't take much time for things to shift in uncomfortable scenarios, uncomfortable feeling. But when you stay on top of things, you just get to feel better and better. You can pull your feet, your legs out in any way that you choose, if you choose to. Remember, intention time. Why are you here? What do you want? And as you answer those questions for yourself, you find that you move in ways that address that allow that. Don't question it. Just allow it. Allow it, the movement that emanates all throughout you. Allow your body to guide you. Allow your thoughts to guide the body. Allow your wants, your desires. Just going to bring both of those feet back on down to your bottom. Extend your right leg out. Nice, long and lean. Just let it over a little bit. You're going to go ahead. You're going to bring that left foot on up towards your bottom. Push your foot down into the floor, scooping your pelvis in underneath once again. Shoulder blades in underneath. Once you have that for yourself, I got my room in here for myself. I missed that big space. I'll be back Friday. Find that length, that extension. Imagine yourself on a dock or rock, a lake, stream underneath you, pond, whatever it may be. See that beautiful sky reflecting up off of the sun, the clouds. Anything else that allows you to feel good. Seeing that now, go ahead and extend that right leg a little bit longer, then slowly swing it over towards your left hand, reaching as long as you can. Wonderful. Your toe just gazing the top of that water, sending ripples all throughout you. Ripples that allow you to settle in deeper and deeper. Remember, you can adjust, shift, move your hips, your pelvis any way that you want. You bring your gaze over towards your right hand if you want. Pull your right foot away from your body. Feel your body lengthening, extending. Find yourself breathing. How much easier? Take a moment here to relax your hips, your lower back. Go ahead, feel yourself unwinding, wringing yourself out. Relax your shoulders, your neck, your head, your face. Allow yourself to sink deeper into this moment. This one and only true moment. Lay your right foot slowly swing back down through a reaching, grazing the top of that water if you choose. Bring the back arm up in. Extend your left leg. Slowly bring it on over towards your right hand side. Reach as far as you can. Once it's to that other side, take a moment, shift. Relax your hips, your pelvis, your lower back, your shoulders, let them sink in. You can turn your gaze to your left hand if you like. Relax your neck, your head, your face. Just breathe. Just going to bring that left leg down on through, nice and easy. Extend it as far as you can. Open yourself up as much as you can. Bring it on up. Extend that right leg. Go ahead and continue on at your own rate and speed. Reaching, lengthening, opening up, smiling, breathing. So many different things that you can enjoy in this moment. Continue onward. Every way that feels right for you. And whatever time, whatever pace that's right for you. You may even choose to just simply lie there for a moment. Let your foot come out and up into your hand. Let that hip open up, that hamstring. So many different things that you can do. Be playful, be curious. You know, we've talked about that plenty. And it's something that should be brought up over and over again. Something that we should be reminded of over and over again. Our childhood never gets taken away. We just simply forget. We simply think that we're supposed to do things differently. And yet at the same time, it's those very childish things that can bring you the greatest joy. Learn to be playful. To be here, to be now. Just going to bring both of those feet back on up towards your bottom. Let the knees come on in towards your chest. Give yourself another big old hug. You deserve it. Notice all the ways that your body's opening up. That's the way things are loosening, letting go, feeling better and better. Once you have that, Go ahead and rock it. Let your knees come on up. Your feet come on up over your head. Any way that you choose. Attention time, why time, you know, your time. It is your time. It's your time to listen to yourself. What do you want? What do you expect? What was that intention that you said at the beginning? What shifts are you ready to make right here, right now? What have you already experienced for yourself because you set that intention? Feels good to remember that, doesn't it? Notice how your spine lengthens. Notice all the ways that you create space in between all those vertebrae, all the way up and down the entire length of your spine. You open things up. Good. Slowly begin rocking forward and back. Massaging that spine, loosening things up, and then slowly rolling all the way on up into a sitting position. Take a moment here to breathe. Get your breath. Whenever you're ready, bring yourself all the way on up. Go ahead, grab yourself a drink of water, and we move on. I'll be right back. So I want all you to grab your chairs. I'm grabbing my mace, and I'll show you why in a moment here. Get that back through. And just, y'all there? Okay, I'm gonna imagine that you are. Terrific. All right, what I'd like you to do is come back in behind your chair. Where are we at here? All right. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to imagine that this mace is actually the back of the chair, so I can get the same shoulder chest opening that you guys are, rather than just coming up off the ground. This is something that you can use other apparatus for yourself as well in your daily life. So you're going to bring yourself back in behind your chair. You're going to have that right foot forward, left knee back in behind. You're going to scoop that pelvis in underneath. The shoulder is directly above that hip. Your ear is directly above that shoulder. So we're stacking all those major joints for yourself, right? Having that for yourself, go ahead and bring your chin on up a little bit higher, eyes on up a little bit higher. Take a nice deep breath in, breathe out, smile. It makes it that much easier. You can see my smile. I wish I could see yours. I mean that. I'm looking forward to that day. Gosh, I tell you, when I was on my trip and when we were over in Arizona, you got to see smiles. You didn't have all of that. You didn't have all of this. Yeah. All right, but we're going to smile anyway right here and right now. Give you that smile. Go ahead and extend yourself on up into that triangle. There you go. Feel that stretching through. Keeping that smile on your face. Let that chair slide on forward. Letting your chest come down in between those shoulders. Letting that chest open on up. Wonderful. Feel that stretch in your hamstring. Pull your right hip away from the back of the chair while your left hip comes in towards it. Let those hips, that pelvis, go ahead and open on up, letting things shift, letting things move. Everything is independent. It's all part of the whole. And at the same thing, things are supposed to be able to move on their own, in their own distinct ways, their own unique ways. Notice that for yourself right here, right now, in this moment. The more flexibility you have in your hips, your pelvis, the easier it is to move throughout your world, to move throughout your day. Wonderful. Go ahead and release the back of that chair. Let your left foot slide back. Bring yourself into runner stretch. As you do so, let that chest come in between those shoulders. Your chin comes on up. Your eyes raise a little bit higher, as much as you can. Allow that smile to blossom as well. Breathe on in. Breathe out, relax, open yourself up more and more. This isn't about showing off. This is just about you feeling good. That's why you're here, right? That's why you made it today. It's good to see you. Well, good to know you that you're here. Let's go ahead and take that left hip, bring the left shoulder blade in the back line. You're going to let that left hip rotate in underneath, looking over your right knee. We're getting into that IT band to the left ribs, the hip, thigh, knee, all the way down to your very soul. Letting things open up, shift. Let yourself feel better and better. Keep that chin on up, that chest opens up more and more. You open up more and more. So bring yourself back in a runner stretch. You're going to go ahead and extend that right leg. Rotate off to the left-hand side with your back up. Lock those knees out. Once you have that, then allow your chest to come down onto it. That's right. Breathe. Let it out. Let yourself settle in. You're going to go ahead and put a slight bend in the knees. Hands come on up to the hips, leading with your chin. Bring yourself all the way on up to a staying position. Turn your feet slightly outwards, allowing your pelvis to continue on forward. Lift your chin on up, shoulders drop down and back. Smile. Allow that pelvis to just relax and to shift into place easily and naturally. Having that for yourself. Bring yourself back to a standing position. Walk those feet on in. Wonderful. Bring yourself back behind your chair. And once again, realizing that you can use any apparatus that you choose. Be curious. Be playful. Be inventive. Bring yourself on that chair. Left foot forward. Right knee comes back in behind. Just scoot on over a little bit more. All right, right knee back and behind. Once again, we're going to stack that right hip over that knee, shoulder over that hip, ear over that shoulder. Bring your chin on up, gaze on up, breathe, smile, all of that wonderful stuff. Bring yourself on up to a triangle. Keeping an arch in your back, chin on up. Let that chair slide on forward. Wonderful. Chest down in between. Pull your left hip away from the back of the chair. Right hip comes on forward. Having that for yourself, let it continue on. Let your pelvis open up, your hips open up. You can even feel through those left ribs. So many different places that you can uniquely feel and experience for yourself. Breathing in, breathing out. Go ahead and release the back of that chair. Let your right foot slide on back. Your chest once again comes in between those shoulders. Your chin raises up higher. Your eyes go even higher. You open up more and more. You feel better and better. You breathe easier and easier. Wonderful. Tell you, with all that travel that I was doing, once again, we did a lot of sitting, a lot of flying, a lot of driving. Hip flexors got short, right? Right in through here. That plate pointing between your pelvis and your thigh. And when those muscles get short, it creates all kinds of havoc. This right here has been a godsend. It's a saving grace. It just makes me feel better so much more. Let's go ahead and reset that right shoulder blade deeper into the rib cage. Then your right hip is going to come down towards the ground so that you look over your left knee. Getting into that IT band. Once again, letting it roll back and through. I actually just had to go through things with Annalise, my wife, the other day because she was starting to feel hip pain. And it all simply came down, once again, those hip flexors had gotten so tight, hip had pulled around, things had closed up, things weren't moving smoothly and naturally the way that they were supposed to. She went through this, things change, things shift, just like I hope that they are for you right here and right now. Let's go ahead and bring yourself back into runner stretch. You're going to go ahead and extend that left leg. You're going to rotate off to your right-hand side, keeping your back up and raised. Once you're there, go ahead and lock your knees on out. And go ahead and let your chest just drop all the way down. Make sure to breathe, let it go. Don't hold your breath. Keep that breath moving. Just going to take your right hand, bring it over to your left foot. The more that you can breathe, the easier this becomes. The more you let go, the more that you choose to relax, the more that your body becomes healthier, happier, more joyful. So you're going to bring that left hand over to your right foot. And the more of that you can do for yourself, the better your life becomes. The more that you focus in on the things that do bring you joy. You're not caught up in the what ifs, the things that happen. Instead, you choose to focus in on now, and even in the future, in a positive way. Bring yourself back down to the middle. Go ahead and put a slight bend in your knees. Hands on up to your hips, leading with your chin. Bring yourself all the way on up to a standing position. Oh my gosh. Go ahead and let your feet turn on outwards, just on up. Open all that up. Bring yourself back to a neutral position. Walk your feet on in. And we move on. I just saw the time, so we'll definitely keep on moving here at a quicker rate. Go ahead, put your chairs off to the side, whatever you need to do. I'll give you 2 seconds, we'll dive right back on in. Sorry guys, I didn't notice the time was slipping away so fast on us. All right, so moving along as quickly as you possibly can. Bring yourself back on over to your mat. Once again, I'm imagining you guys moving around, doing all your things. See some people in place over there. All right, I'm going to continue on with here. So what we're going to do, we're going to walk ourselves down. Bring yourself out into downward dog. Once you're there, go ahead and march it on out. Reach on out with those hips. We're going to get a little bit more energy moving in here. We're going to pick up the pace a little bit more. Make sure that your hands are nice and close together, right? You're setting yourself up for that plank position. Turn your fingers slightly outwards. You're going to bring yourself forward into that plank position. Rotate your elbows in. Ride those elbows as you bring yourself down to the floor. Push down into the mat, dropping your shoulder blades. Rise on up into Cobra. Wonderful. Once you're here, if you want to go deeper, you can push your toes in, bring your chin up higher. Let those shoulders roll back. Let your knees roll open. So many different ways to take advantage of this positioning. Once you're there, let's go bring our gaze up to our right-hand side. Go over to your left. Forward, all the way on up, all the way on up. Feel that front line lengthening, extending. Looking forward to all the things that come. Fantastic. Allow yourself to slowly, easily bring yourself down. Take a moment. Reach, shift, adjust, make sure everything feels good. Press down into the floor, rising back on up into downward dog. Once you're there, imagine 100 balloons tied to your tailbone. Find yourself lifting, reaching, feeling better and better. We're going to bring that right foot up to our right hand. We're going to rotate left foot. That right hip comes in underneath the Foley support. Reaching back, activate your core, rise on up into Warrior One. Fantastic. Right here, push your feet down and out. Get that hip activated, get everything supported. Literally, our torso is right above our pelvis. Our pelvis is centered in between our feet. So now gravity is coming straight down, through, and out. You are stable. You are strong. Let's go ahead and dive on down. Hands in close together. Elbows come in. Set. Push down and through. Rise. Fantastic. We continue on. Bring yourself down. Reset. Hands down by your chest. Push down and back on up into downward dog. We're going to step forward with that left foot to left hand. Right foot rotates. Left hip comes in underneath. Hands reaching back. Activate your core. Rise on up into Warrior One. Once again, feet down and out. Lock yourself in. Find that strength. Find that stability. Let's dive on through. We are going to continue. Ride those elbows. Press down into the floor. Drop the shoulder blades. Rise on up. Extend. Pull your head away from your tailbone. Lengthen. You're going to bring yourself all the way down. Reset. Activate your core. Press down and back. You're going to step forward with your right foot up to right hand. Your hip comes in, reach back, activate your core, rise on up into Warrior One. Lock your feet into the floor. We move into Warrior Two. Feel yourself extending, lengthening. Flip that front hand, bring it all the way back by your right ear. Let that right shoulder blade drop down. Fantastic. We're going to bring that right elbow down onto our right thigh. Pull your head away from your foot, your shoulder, let your left hand rise on up. Imagine yourself reaching for those balloons. Literally, you find yourself rising on up. Bring your right hand down to the ground. Take a nice deep breath in. As you breathe out, let your left hand come up, over, and forward. Pull your left hand and your left foot apart from each other. Find yourself lengthening more and more. Nice deep breath in. As you breathe out, bring yourself all the way back into Warrior Two. We're going to dive on through. Hands together. Elbows in. Ride it on down. Press your hands down. Drop those shoulder blades. Rise on up into Cobra. Bring yourself back down. Reset. Engage your core. Rise on up into Downward Dog. We're going to step forward with that left foot to left hand. Right foot rotates. Left hip in underneath. Hands down and back. Activate your core. Rise on up into Warrior One. Feet down and out. Moving into Warrior Two. Hands pulling apart from each other. We're going to flip that front hand. Bring it back in behind that left. Once again, let that shoulder blade drop. There you go. Your chest can stay up, but your chest opens up even more. Fantastic. Bring your left elbow down onto your left thigh. Pull your head away from that shoulder, away from that foot. Reach on up and rise even more. Fantastic. Your left hand comes down to the ground, stacking both of those arms, one on top of another. Breathe in, breathe out. Let that right hand come up, over, and forward. Breathe in, bring yourself all the way back into Warrior Two. Straighten that left leg. Come on up and out of it. Fantastic. Okay, real quick. Sorry, guys. Grab your maces, whatever you need. We got to hurry. My apologies. It just feels so good getting back in with all of you. The time just seems to fly. I hope there's nothing wrong with feeling good about things, huh? No. All right. Bring yourself back on over. We're going to get into those gluteal contractions. Close your eyes real quick. I want you to imagine yourself back in that frog position. Having that for yourself, pelvis tucked in underneath, hips open up wide. Feel yourself standing up nice and tall. Relax your core, hip flexors, lower back glutes, having all that relaxation. Now activate those lower glutes. Feel your pelvis coming in underneath easily and naturally. Fantastic. Nice and tight, relax. Let's activate for two, really tight. You guys have been doing this for a long time. You know how to do it. Relax. One last one here. Tighten on up. Relax. Let's go ahead and tighten it up one more time. Having that, let's go ahead and bring that mace back up into behind for pendulum. Fantastic. Once you're there, go ahead and let it relax down and back. Let that mace swing. Fantastic. Just giving it a moment to let it set. I know that was short. Let it come to a standstill. Pull the towards the back of your head. Extend those elbows out to the side. And let a big smile come across your face. Why the heck not? Smile, breathe, grow, extend. Reach back and around behind. Bring that mace on forward. Once again, activate your glutes, activate your core, shoulders down and back, chin on up. Bring that mace up and around behind the other side. Fantastic. Go ahead and extend those elbows on out, chin on up, breathe. Let that thing swing. Real quick, let it come to a standstill. Extend those elbows on out, pulling that mace in towards the back. Wonderful.
Reaching back in around behind. We're going straight on into squats. Go ahead and set yourself on up. So everything should already be in the right place for you right now. Bring the weight back into your heels. Let's begin. We're going to bring yourself all the way down. Keep that chest on up. Bring yourself on up and through. Switching sides. Make sure to keep those glutes activated the entire time, as often as you can. Obviously, we've got them activated here. They have to release to go deeper, but reactivate to find yourself coming back on up through. Keeping them activated at all times. Release, activate. Kind of like that toaster action, right? And you're dropping the toast on in, you pop it on back on up. Getting those glutes activated on through. Last one right here. Bring it on up through. Fantastic. Take your maces, put them off to the side, lay them down, whatever you need to do. No mouse traps. Once you got that, bring yourself all the way down into child's pose. Hands, knees, nice wide reach. Breathe, enjoy all the wonderful stuff you brought yourself. Walk yourself off to your right-hand side. Bring yourself back to that state of gratitude. 3 things that you're grateful for. 3 things that bring a smile to your face, show it to her, make everything worthwhile. Enjoy that with all that energy you created. Walk on off to your left-hand side. I want you to think about 3 things that will make today terrific. Fantastic, amazing. You guys did that for me. You started off. Number 1, thank you. Having all that, knowing all that, bring yourself back to a neutral position. Walk yourself on up to all 4s. Let yourself rise in the cat position. Find all that extension there. I want you to daily affirmation time. I am, and you know how to do it. Sure as that sun is going to rise tomorrow, that same tone of voice, that same way of thinking, that same knowing inside of you. I am. I'm happy. I'm healthy. Handsome, beautiful, confident, charismatic, whatever it is that you choose for yourself. Say it with that same certainty and repeat it all throughout your day. I do it myself. Everybody needs to do this. Go ahead, breathe on in, breathe out. Let yourself rise on up, your hands rising up towards the ceiling. Bring yourself back to that state of gratitude. Grateful for yourself, for taking care of yourself, for caring about yourself, for loving yourself. And all those people that surround you, joining you on this fantastic journey. Breathe in, breathe out. Let those hands come floating all the way down to your sides. Ladies, gentlemen, thank you so very, very, very much. I wish that I could see all of your smiling faces right now. We are at that time. Go ahead and pick up your stuff, put it away. I shall see you in 2 days. Friday, I will be there. I'm so looking forward to seeing all of you guys in person again. I hope that you guys have enjoyed this time. Once again, I commend you immensely for everything that you've done. I'll let you guys go ahead and turn this off. I'll see you Friday. Have a great, great day. Aloha. And stream. See you guys.